As I've said before, dimensions are divided in terms of vibration. They're not a spatial concept. It's our brain which is meant to deal with space and time, meant to format wave function into space and time, that is really telling us that their dimensions are existing anywhere other than in the now. In reality, all dimensions exist on top of one another, in the same space. They're just different vibrations overlapped one on the other. The brain can't understand the concept of no beginning and no end, and it can't understand the concept of no borders. In the fourth dimension, which is the one just outside the third dimension, we have access to every thought which has ever been thought relative to this single lifetime, from your birth to your death. It also contains your thought form, which is basically the energetic self-concept you have of you, which is why when you get out of body in the fourth dimension, you will experience your energy body, which is an energy duplicate. It is an energetic duplicate of the third dimension. In the fifth dimension, every possible timeline from the single point that you've chosen for your third dimensional life exists. So in the fifth dimension, you have all of the timelines which are possible for this single path that you've chosen from any point in your life. So that means not just from where you stand right now, but also all the probability paths which exist since you were born. Within the timeline from your one birth to your one death, the fifth dimension contains all possibilities within that one path. You are collapsing the waves of probability in the fifth dimension into a fourth dimensional timeline. That is what you are doing to form your concept of your one life and the one path which has been taken by you in your physical life. In the sixth dimension, you are unlimited by space and by time. And so you can instantly experience a new timeline within that fifth dimension from any of the probabilities in the fifth dimension. In the seventh dimension, the sixth dimension is treated almost like a single point. So there is no timeline anymore. The sixth dimension is one point where all possibilities in terms of timelines in our universe and all possible endings for our universe are contained. They are contained in the single point called infinity. So all possible timelines which could have or will have occurred since the birth of this universe, since the Big Bang, are contained in the seventh dimension. So every thought that's ever been thought relative to this universe is contained in the seventh dimension. So in the eighth dimension, that's where you begin to have access to the infinity relative to this lifetime of this universe as it relates to the infinity of another universe or other universes. In the ninth dimension, you have access to being able to instantly experience any probability path from any timeline of being in any universe instantaneously. Many of us like to refer to the 10th dimension as the most expansive level of the library, so this is the top level. What you're going to be experiencing with the 10th dimension is all probabilities of all universes in the 9th dimension. And all of those probabilities of all the universes in the 9th dimension are treated now as a single point. So we could go even further than that. When you go even further than that, you kind of have the walls of these library, which aren't walls at all. So instead of being the levels within the library, we're now the library itself. Difficult for the third dimensional mind to conceive of, I understand, but when we're outside the 10th dimension, beyond, you are entering the 0-point field. So in the 10th dimension, all universes from the 9th dimension are treated as a single point, and in the 10th dimension, past the 10th dimension, you don't even have a point. What you have is this 0-point field, which is a sea of probability waves, which we would call source. That is the totality of collective consciousness, not the expressions of that consciousness.